Hello everybody, this is Edward Zhang and I'm making this video because I've been getting a lot of requests from Discord. Look at this person right here, Benjamin. He said, my boy, you have to help a brother out, make a YouTube channel or something. Okay, that's exactly what I'm doing. I want to help you out, and my intent is I want to help as many people out as possible, especially on this journey building an AI automation business. It's hard, it's difficult, and for all that of you out there who are not originally entrepreneurs, it's going to be even more difficult. And later on, I'll go into my story with you. The second person that reached out to me, there's Joe. Hey man, where do you find a client? What do you say? Thank you. I'm gonna wave to Joe, and it's you that inspired me to be able to do this. I want to do this because I want to share my knowledge with you. I don't want to hold anything back, right? That's why I realized that this community is all about. So today I am going to be doing something like this. It's called Getting to the First Deal, a Beginner's Guide to Sales Strategies. And a little bit of a background for me. I'm in my mid-30s now, even though I don't look like it. But after university, after school, I was really lost. I really didn't know what I needed to do. And all of a sudden, I was reading a lot of books, especially a couple books on entrepreneurship, business, and sales. And one book that really struck out to me was Robert Kiyosaki. And he mentioned this. He said, in order for you to be really successful in life, you better have a few skills. And one of the skills he mentioned was sales. And at that time, I was just, freshly out of school. I didn't know anything. I was very antisocial. Look at me now. It's very different. I was very antisocial. I really didn't have a lot of sales skills. And back in the day, and by the way, coming from an Asian background, I'm a trilingual entrepreneur. Coming from an Asian background, our culture is very strange. We don't look at people in the eye, right? We kind of look aside, because looking people in the eye is almost like looking a tiger in the eye. It's supposed to be provocation of anger, and you don't want to do that. So when I was growing up, I was very disciplined, and I was, very introverted. I want to socialize, but I didn't know how to do it. And one of the most difficult challenges I have done for myself was to take a cold approach sales job when I went door to door. And for the first 2 years of me selling door to door, I was selling energy products. I was also selling B2B, a POS device. It was the most toughest thing I have ever done in my life. I'm not even kidding you. It was just, sorry, one sec. I'm just going to put this over here so I can just look at my camera. There you go. If not, I'm just like kind of looking down, trying to check myself out. It was like the toughest thing I have ever done in my life. I had to start with like baby steps, right? Smaller milestones. I went out on the first day, my first door. I was so nervous that I literally puked. Nobody opened the door, but I was standing in front of the door for like a minute. I rang the doorbell, and I have never done this in my life before. It was like going to the gym for your first time, and you're like benching 175 pounds. You're like, oh my God, I'm trying to push really hard, but I cannot. And the funny thing is, I actually left. Nobody answered the door. I went to the curbside and I start puking. I literally start puking all the lunch out that I have for myself. And the funny thing is, I had McDonald's. All right, not so funny. All right, so that's where I started, right? And today you can tell I'm doing media. I am, making my first sale in this business. My background's in real estate. I just want to have full disclosure. So real estate sales, it never came natural to me before, but now it's coming natural to me. It's my niche, right? I've been in it for over a decade. I have sold $400 million in properties. You can actually look it up. I was also a part of a show called Agent Unbreakable. You can go on YouTube. You can look me up. That's my background. That's where I'm coming from. I have a lot of experience and I have a lot of knowledge. That's why I want to share with you for subscribers or for people on the Discord chat like Benjamin or for Joe, right? It's for people like you. I imagine that there's thousands of people like Benjamin and Joe that I can help out. So let's get right onto it. Let's get to our first deal, Beginner's Guide, Sales Strategies. Okay, so the biggest problem that we have is sales strategies can be difficult to master. especially when starting out. Many new salespeople face problems when they're trying to close the first deal, like huge problems. Because what do I do? What do I say? What are the objections? How do I overcome these objections? Where do I find my clients? Do I do outreach? Do I do inbound? Like, how do I do it? So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to lay out the overall macro process for you over here. And I want your feedback. I want your active feedback, okay? So if nobody leaves a comment in my channel, like seriously, if nobody leaves a comment in my channel, if nobody likes my video, when I start out, I want to be pretty simple. I don't need a lot of likes, a lot of comments, right? Maybe I'll have 10 likes, then I'll do the next video. If I have more than 3 comments, I'll do the next video. If not, what's the point if nobody engages with a comment? Or nobody engages with the video. So the biggest problem, again, is sales strategies can be hard to master. You don't know where to start. And look, it's just like this automation AI business. There's so many things that you can do. There's so many things that you can start. But guess what? After reading so many books and watching so many videos, talking to a lot of successful business people, and I realized that knowledge is like a tree. You have multiple branches, but it all goes back to the what? That's right. It all goes back to the roots. All right. So now all you have to do is focus on the fundamentals, focus on the roots, and all those fancy closes I have seen, like, okay, fancy time close, urgency close. It doesn't really matter. It's just like bluff. I'm not sure if you've been to a high-end restaurant before where there's like 100 different dishes, right? You're not going to get that. Maybe you will have like 20 or 30 different dishes, right? That's all you get. But you'll have 1 or 2 that's the best seller that people go and get all the time. So those are the fundamentals. You go to McDonald's, you see 6 different meals. You don't see 100 different meals, right? They go back to the basics, but they have one bestseller, which is the Big Mac. Personally, I love the Big Mac, but they have the Big Mac, right? They don't have 100 different burgers. You're not going to do that. So let's go back and focus on the fundamentals. That's the most important part. All right, first, we're going to start our research. A lot of you have been talking about offers. I do notice this one trend about this group chat is I noticed that a lot of people are really good at marketing. They know how to do offers. They ask me questions. Hey, what's your offer? To be quite frank with you, like, to be rude, you want to hear the honest truth? I don't give about offer. I don't care about it. Because when I did real estate, I did a traditional way. I did a cold approach. All right. I went to 200,000 doors. Who do you know that can tell you that they have knocked on 200,000 doors? Like nobody. All right. They used to call me the door knocking king because when they were calling me, I'll either be out there door knocking or I'll be out there doing cold calling. That's what I do to get clients, right? I work my ass off. It's called hustling. All right. If you really want to be successful, you hustle. All right. So do your market research. First, you understand who your target market is, obviously, right? The people who are making offers, they will tell you this. So I'm not going to go really deep in detail. Who's your target market? Is it like e-commerce store owners? Is it real estate company, realtors, right? I'm in a realtor niche right now, but I love real estate. So I might stay in the real estate niche, right? Next, who are your competitors? Is there anybody who's doing this? What I love, okay, guys, here's what I want to say. What I love about the AI automation business is that this is so new, man. Like when ChatGPT first came out in November, I got a hold of it. I was one of the first users among my friends around December. And I couldn't stop tinkering with it. I couldn't stop playing around with it. I was mesmerized. I'm like, oh my God, what is going on? The world's going to change. And it's insane, right? It's so crazy. Like, it's a big paradigm shift, they call it. So right now we have an open lane, open market. It's not so saturated. No one's competing for business. And I believe that people have a need for this product. Think about it. People always talk about recession. People always talk about, when recession's here, employment's going to go down and the employment rate's going to go up. Unemployment rate's going to go up. So what does that mean? That means companies are losing more money and they want to be efficient. And guess what they want to do? They want to save money. So you have a big job. Like, here's what I'm thinking, guys. Like, my mission is pretty simple. This is like, I'm not sure how old you guys are, whoever is watching this channel. All right. I have no clue who you guys are. Tell me who you guys are. Introduce yourself. Introduce yourself. Like, this is, I'm an oldie. I'm an old guy. OG, they call me. So you can call me Uncle Ed. Or you can call me Uncle E. Anyway, so here's the thing. When Google first came out, nobody used it, right? Nobody really used it. People thought, okay, well, there's Yahoo. There's all these other search companies. Who uses Google anyways? But yet, people who actually use it, they're like, wow, it's so efficient, right? It's the most high-priority, efficient search on the internet because they're using algorithms. And all the other searches on the internet, they're not. They're using something like Yahoo, which is a list system. They just have lists like going to a library, right? They have like codes, numbers. They try to name every single website. Just imagine doing that now. You have like a library full of websites, right? To find a website, you have to go in alphabetical order. You have to like look up this little computer and then like type in the code. It's not very efficient. That's what I'm trying to say. So when Google first came out, a lot of people, they weren't aware of it. Or they didn't want to use it. But it's the early adopters who started using Google, and then they found out you can advertise on Google. You can do SEO on Google, right? And they start advertising for other companies. They started SEO for other companies. And guess what? Before you know it, these people were having the first mover's advantage, and they were making a lot of money, right? And then all of a sudden, you have the second phase, people coming in, and they're like, wow, look at the first group of people who are making a lot of money, who are doing well in this business. Okay, second group of people coming. And then you have the mass adoption that came in, then the mass market start using it. So that's the whole trend. Same thing with this, except this is going to be faster, all right? This business model is open wide. Right now, a lot of people know about ChatGPT. A lot of people are scared, right? And they have fear of missing out. So this is the perfect opportunity for us to go in. I don't know how I can sell this even more, right? So coming back to analyzing your competition. Who's your competition? Like, to be frank with you, there's not a lot of competitors right now, all right? And it's open wide market. There's a lot of businesses. In my city, there's like 160,000 businesses. That means if I can handle only 1,000 businesses, there can be 1,600 people that's doing the same thing. Then we can maximize. We can saturate the market. So this is an open wide business. And on top of this, because we're on the internet, it's global. So we can do this, and our target market can be in Dubai or New Zealand. It doesn't matter where you're from. It's a global business. That's why it's so important for us to collaborate, to share knowledge. Don't hold anything back. Seriously, do not hold anything back. Okay, next. Identify trends. All right, you want to identify where the trend is going, and that's what we're doing. Like, the trend is going towards AI automation. The trend is going towards efficiency. The trend is going towards either having super employees who knows how to operate this, or you have 0 employees, or you have 1 employee versus 10. This is insane. I was actually listening to a podcast that was done by, what's his name? Like Peter Diamandis, this guy who wrote Exponential Organizations. And what's insane is, like, this guy is saying, in the future, like, not my generation, it's probably your generation, right? Gen Zs. In the future, you will have businesses that are making billions of dollars with just one person. Instagram was sold to Facebook for, I think, $1.3 billion. They have 13 people. 13 people. Just imagine that. So my point is that we have a mission to do. All right. Our mission is pretty simple. This trend is here. It's going to happen. Okay. And our job is pretty simple. It's to facilitate this trend. Either you like it or you don't like it. People's going to use Google. People will start using internet. Okay, the trend is here, man. It's here to stay. But our job, our mission in life is to facilitate this trend. That's it. We're not reinventing the wheel. We're not doing anything new. We're just facilitating. All right. We're just impacting people, telling people about this trend. Right. We're helping the business owner. That's the mindset, man. We're helping the business owners so that they can get on the boat. And because we're providing so much value, business owners, the reason why they don't want to do them themselves, look, I know people in the group chat, give a shout out to Ner. They only slept for like 4 hours. They spent 20 hours a day learning this stuff. All right, I need my sleep. I spent 16 hours a day learning this stuff right here. All right, that's what we're doing. But if you have a regular business owner who's operating an e-com store, they're busy managing the business. They're busy operating. They're busy making sales. They have no time for this. Right? So that's where we come in. We're here to facilitate. That's our mission. All right, either you like it or not, either they accept it or not, it's going to happen. All right. The next most important part, product knowledge. All right. If somebody asks you, hey, what is LLM? You better know it. Large language model. How does it work? How does chatbots work? Like how does automations work? Okay, you better be able to explain it. You better know it yourself. So product knowledge becomes very important. When I was doing sales in real estate, like I said, I sold $400 million in real estate over a decade. I have done more than that. I manage a brokerage of 100 people. I co-founded a brokerage that's currently still here in Canada. All right, so it's very important. I remember when I first started out doing sales in real estate, I didn't know anything. Like, to be honest, I had no idea. When people ask me, hey, what is the size of this lot? I'm like, hey, I really don't know. Let me look it up for you. And because I said, let me look it up for you, the customers deem me to be unprofessional. All right. However, given our industry is so new, nobody knows what they're talking about right now. There's no specialist, okay? Even the people that are in business, because it's so fast moving, right? There's always new knowledge coming out every single day. Even when I went to TikTok yesterday, my eyeballs were engaged by a TikTok video that says, look at these top 5 AI apps that's going to change your life. I was like, whoa, there's top 5 AI apps that's going to change your life. That's pretty amazing. Okay, show me the top 5 app that would change my life. Maybe don't even show me the top 5. Show me like the top 100 apps that would change my life. And before you know it, I'll be spending like 20 minutes scrolling down. It's like, whoa, this app is like mind blowing. Wow, you can what? You can do a website in like 1 minute? No way. Oh my God, this is amazing. So that's what happened to me. So just imagine like how fast moving our industry is, right? And our job is to be teachers. Our job is to sell. Our job is to provide value. Our job is to give knowledge. That's what we're doing. Okay, so know your place. Here's a little map that you can do. Number 1, do your research, product, feature, and benefits. Number 2, week 2, understand customer needs and understand their wants. Week 3, learn how to explain product features and benefits. Week 4, practice. Okay, practice. Just like Arnold, practice, man. Do the weight, do the reps. Practice product knowledge with peers. So it'd be kind of nice. Maybe later on, if there's a need. What I did in real estate is that we had these like pitch groups. Okay, what I mean is there's like 4 or 5 of us, and every single morning we'll just learn how to pitch. Okay, we will learn how to cold call, we will learn how to close, we will learn how to handle objections so that we can just practice that into us. It has to become second nature, especially when you're doing sales, right? Especially in a new industry too. Like all the knowledge has to be second nature for you. A really good example would be, imagine that you are in grade 1 today, you're 5 years old, and you're learning the ABCs. How do you want to get good at the ABCs? You're not going to go play on the playground and with your friends and get good the next day. No, you're going to go home. You're going to go sit down on your desk, and maybe you have your mom or your dad beside you, and you're going to read the ABCs. Read it 10 times, 20 times, and you do that for a week. And before you know it, you'll have all the ABCs, 24 letters memorized, right? Or it's in your system. You understand it. right? And maybe you ask a question here and there to get a deeper level of understanding. And before you know it, the next thing you're writing very simple words, okay? That's what I'm trying to do for me, for myself, and also for you out there, so that I can help you grow and also share the knowledge, share my experience with you. All right, week 5, create a product knowledge presentation. Create a product knowledge presentation. So what I recommend is you don't have to spend a lot of time doing this. I don't want you to just like do this all the time without doing sales. The most important part is this is supposed to assist you. This is like a tool to help you so that you can do sales. What I recommend is talk to people, man. Like do cold calls, do outreaches. Just start talking to people. Right? Get to know the industry. Get to know people. I know it's hard. I know it's difficult talking to people. It's just like my first door. All right? I puked. I vomited. I never told anybody. I actually never told my team. Even when I had sales, I never told them how embarrassing it was. I thought it was so embarrassing. Like I vomited. Like my lunch came out. I saw pieces of, French fries on the floor. And I'm embarrassed to say it. I'm truly embarrassed to say it. So if you're not very comfortable, if it makes you want to vomit, you know what? Here, what you do? Grab a bin. Put it beside your table. Make cold calls. That's it. It doesn't have to be hard. Here's my strategy for you if you haven't done this before. All right, you want to hear a strategy? Should I just save it? I don't know. Like, should I tell you guys strategies? Like who's watching this anyways? I don't even know who's watching it. I feel like I'm talking to myself in the mirror right now. Like, should I even share the strategies with you? Like, how you can do this? I don't know. I have no idea. All right, fine. I'll do it. I'll share the strategies with you. Here's what you do, all right? Make a 7-day goal. All right? This is very simple. If you have never done sales before, all right, you've never done outreach before, and this is for people who are brand spanking new, here's what you do. First, you take a bucket, you put it beside your chair. If you feel like vomiting, you do the vomiting here. Nobody has to know this. Second thing, first day goal, all right? You just have to talk to one person. One person. That's it. Uh-oh. My laptop's going to be out of battery soon. Okay? Talk to one person. When I say talk, it doesn't mean, oh, hey, hello, hang up. When I say talk, say, hey, how's it going? This is Alex. I'm calling from AAA agency. I'm here to help you with automation. You have a conversation. That's what I mean by talk. What are your biggest issues? What are your biggest problems? All right? So you have a conversation. Number 2, second day. Now, you already have vomited, or you have overcame that comfort zone, or dialing the phone number, or even like sending cold reaches. I don't know. Second day, you do that to 2 people. Third day, wow, what's the magical formula? 3 people. 3 conversations. Fourth day, what's the magical formula again? 4 conversations. 5th day, 6th day, 7th day. All right, there you go. 7th day, you have 7 conversations. When I say conversations, I mean like real conversations, man. Like, I don't want to cheap out on this. All right, don't cheap out on me. I run a high efficiency team. I know who's doing work, who doesn't do work or not. I used to yell at people. I don't know, man. Like, I don't even want to talk about this. When I was a sales leader, team leader, when I was a managing broker, I was like yelling at people. I was not very nice. Now I'm way nicer. I'm like calmer, kinder. But before I was like hyper aggressive. People didn't like me. But it doesn't matter. They got results. They respected me. Results matter. So that's what you do. Let's move on. All right. Next stage, we have prospecting. This is pretty simple. You find phone numbers. You Google search, Instagram, whatever. There's like so many clients around. Don't be afraid. I think the most important, let me go back here. I think there's a big challenge that most of you would have, which is You will probably tinker with your computer. You will be doing web searches. You will be like looking at your phone. Maybe like you're thinking, oh, I need to understand these people more. That's what marketers do, right? They're like, maybe I need to do more background research on this person. So why don't I pull every conversation out about this person? I'm going to write a 50 to 100-page summary so I understand everything about this person. Yeah, let's freaking do that. No, no, no. Please don't. All right? Just make the call. Make the call. All right. The key to success in sales is building a strong relationship and rapport with your clients. Okay. I'm going to go into building rapport, prospecting later on. And then afterwards, you have presentation of the solution. Okay. Here's the key. Resistance. Okay. I'm going to read the words out. Resistance, congruency, refutation, contradiction, rebuttals, objections, disagreement. All right. Objection handling. It's a big one, huge one. People will give you objections. People will tell you that, oh, like what differentiates your service with another service? Hey, this service a lot cheaper. It's like, oh, I am too busy at the moment. Well, here's the thing. We're going to go dig deeper into Uncle E's framework of dissecting objections. I practiced this. I practiced it. All right. So I'll give you my framework. Don't worry. Finally, closing the sale. Like, to be honest with you, closing the sale is actually pretty easy. There's multiple techniques. I'm going to show you some of Uncle E's technique that I use that really, really works out. Sometimes it's really awkward. Funny story. I remember closing a deal in real estate. I think this was like a $4 or $5 million house, and the owner's husband and wife, they were sitting across from me, and at that time I was like in my mid-20s, I think mid to late 20s, and these sellers, they were over 50 for sure, and I was there by myself. I didn't have a teammate with me, and I was trying to close the deal to get a listing, right? They were sitting there not really impressed with my presentation, and guess what I did? I just took out the listing agreement, I left it on the table, and I just looked at them and I said, look, I know you guys wanted to sell the home. I know you guys know that I can sell the home for you. I'm young, I'm energetic. I can be out there talking to buyers, leading buyers into the home. I have energy. I have experience. I've been doing this for a couple of years now. So let's get everything started, okay? So what I did was I grabbed this pen, I put it on the agreement, I turned the agreement around, and I slid it toward the side. They looked at me, I looked at them. They looked at me, I looked at them. I didn't say anything. They didn't say anything. There's no discussion. It was pure quietness. And that went on for a minute, and then 2 minutes, and 3 minutes. We're just looking at each other. And 4 minutes. Remember, this is the calmness that you need when you're closing the deal. You're not supposed to say anything. All right? Once you ask for the sale, you shut up. You be quiet. You keep your mouth shut. You get it? I didn't say anything. After 5 minutes, finally, one of them started to get uncomfortable. It was the lady. And she signed the paperwork. When she did, the husband signed. It was a sign of relief for me. It was really awkward, but I held my ground. We shake hands. I got, I think, a $5 million listing. Sold it. Made really good money. And that's how I closed that deal. All right. I'm going to share with you guys. Okay, follow up. This is actually the most important process. Follow up, follow up, follow up. And I'll go over follow up in detail with you. Okay, so let's do this. Let's review this whole process right here. All right. We talked about a few things. We talked about the problem. We talked about market research. We talked about objection handling. We talked about how to close deals, prospecting. We pretty much went over the overall sales process with you. So what I want to do now, the next thing to do is I have some homework for you. For Joe, I'm calling you out, Joe. And Benjamin, all right, I'm calling you two out. I'm calling you two out. What I want to tell you is, for Benjamin, all right, just make your first call. Do the 7-day strategy. It doesn't matter, YouTube channel or like, help a brother out. Your job isn't for me to help. Your job is just to go take action. Do the first call. We have Joe right here. How do you find a first client? Pretty simple. Google whoever's in your, what, is it a barber niche? Google the first barber. Pick up something called the telephone. And guess what? Dial the number. And guess what? Hear it ring. And guess what? Have a conversation. All right, that's it. And for the rest of you, if you really like this, honestly, I don't know if people like this or not. I want you to leave a comment, like it, share with your friends. Because this is costing me time and energy. I could be learning. I could be reading. I could be making presentations. I could be crafting offers. There's so many things I can do with my time. And I'm doing this for you. So I hope that you find this valuable. If you like it, leave a comment. If you have any feedback, criticisms, leave a comment, man. Like, don't hate. Don't hate. Like, people reject me all the time. You know, I'm used to rejection, but don't hate. You know what I mean? I just try to help a brother out. Anyway, have yourself a great day. Take care.